that's what you have to rely on because they can't do that because they have too much scale. They can try to do that. They can do it to a certain degree, but it's the one thing that you can go deeper on because you just have more space and opportunity to do it.
So what's the time like when a company first comes to you? Is the time like you get the money with the 6 months, 3 months, or is that okay, obviously? I guess that depends each time, right?
It does depend. I would say on average right now is about 6 months,
Okay,
which is taking longer over the past 2 years or so, and
okay.
that's only because of markets. Uh, no one knows where interest rates are going to go, no matter how confident they may seem. Now we have a strong opinion on it, a qualified opinion on it, but we don't know. And because of that, with the capital sources, the investors that we work with, they if we don't know, they don't know,
Yeah.
and we kind of have to work on their timelines on that. But a lot of times it's not even just because of the pricing of it. If you're looking for just pricing, like just the absolute cheapest rate,
Mhm.
um, we're not the option for you. I
Okay.
mean, we could do it, but we're not going to advertise ourselves as that. We're not all the way there, but we're kind of a special situations group now. So you can afford a more hefty interest rate. You need the terms of the financing to be more flexible though. We're a flexible shop.
So after the deal is closed, do you do anything else with them? Do you help like mentor them? Do you keep in touch with them? Like, what do you provide after the deal's closed, so to speak?
Yeah, well, we'll keep in contact to see. Well, to make sure you don't. I mean, you spend that much time with someone, and you know everything
You're building
about them.
relationships and stuff.
Yeah. So there's a human element to it of just checking in on a peer at that point. And then it's to see because most of these loans are not 10-year loans.
Mhm.
These aren't like commercial mortgages. A lot of these are bridge loans that need to be refinanced out after a year, 18 months or so. So it's just seeing that they're good, they're liquid, their capital stack is strong, um, and to make sure they don't have any drama going on. Because if so, that's where the President's Club would kick in, and will provide the support through the consultancy.
So obviously, you want all your clients to pay back their loans, right? But in your business model, is there like a certain percentage that can go bad and you're still good? Does that makes any sense? Like, is that
Yeah,
risk factor in there? Like, okay, we're gonna
it is.
factor in 20% and won't pay it back because whatever.
Yeah, well, because our core business is to broker it. So if they don't pay back their loan, it doesn't damage our book. So like our balance sheet per se, it damages our reputation though, because the firms that we partner with to fund the loans, they're relying on us to bring good credits to
Mhm.
them, good deals. And if we're presenting the deal as a surefire, more or less thing, and it goes south, then they're not gonna want to work with us. And we do bank for that, but I mean it's credit. So there's always going to be risk involved, and they understand that. Our capital partners, they understand that it's never a good situation though. We have explaining to do. I mean, these are companies that can fund easily like a $50 million deal just like that, and so they understand there's going to be good and bad. They want to weigh the risk out correctly. But it's not a good situation for us to be in either though, because again, we have explaining to do in that situation.
So you have a certain people or organization you go to right now. Is the plan like expand that set of people you go to or organization you go to?
Yeah. So funny enough, we it used to be just to go sheer volume, but what we learned is that it's better to have a fewer number that we can just go deeper with because there's not but so many clients at any given time. And I mean, look, there are places where they'll take it and just shop it to 1,000 different places. We don't do that. So we have 30. Now we don't get me wrong. We have hundreds. But we have our top 30 that we see as true business
Mhm.
partners that will tailor the deals that we bring to them too. Yeah, and those are the 30. I actually had a conversation with one this morning. Those are the core ones that we're really focused on right now.
These organizations do like does one of them tend to only do like construction loans? One only tends to do real estate. One tends to only do like infrastructure.
Yeah, but so that 30 that I just mentioned, these are for everything not real estate related.
Okay.
Real estate is a crapshoot. I think you should go volume for real estate because who's feeling good about that opportunity at that specifically, given time. But for everything non-real estate is what I was referring to.
Okay.
But yeah, but you're right though. I mean, you have to sift through a sea of because at the point of you enunciating that, tomorrow they may have different parameters in which they're lending to. So you have to be on top of that. And it's a forever changing sea. Like at any given moment, their box could change of what they're actually lending to.
So I know you'll do public PR releases sometimes about different things you've done, like partnership with cities, or can you talk about anything about that? Like
Um,
any partners with cities or anything exciting coming up you can talk about?
no,
Okay.
at least not anything specific through the investment bank right now.
Okay.
Uh, I got in trouble last time.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, like, I don't want to say the name, but we recently did a partnership with the city.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about. I can't speak to that.
Okay.
At least not in any real detail.
Okay.
Anything I say will
So
come
how does
out.
that work? Like, is it the city reaches out to you and say we need funding for this project, or and it's,
Um,
I guess the question is profit versus nonprofit a different aspect of the business?
for us,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. If now we're talking about municipality, that's different. We're putting that in a different bucket than nonprofit. Um, but funny enough, uh, a lot of times nonprofits they are actually more I don't want to say careless, but just more loose with their finances. In my experience, from what I've seen, I don't wanna speak for all, but be from what I've seen, though, because they're not beholden to profit, it's just they're comfortable paying a higher fee. And I thought that was interesting. Like, it's
That
a
is kind of strange because it's still a business if you think about it. I mean, the tax structure is different, but you still gotta,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
but I tell you what, to go back to everything we've been talking about with capitalism, when you're beholden to a profit margin, it makes you more disciplined. It makes you a lot more disciplined, and, I it may be as simple as that for the nonprofit part, 'cause they're not in it for profit per se. I mean, don't get me wrong, someone's making money,
Yeah.
but, because on paper they're in it for profit, they just is more loose with their budget sometimes.
Yeah. So next question, like this is generalities, right? So this is like a big topic, big vision thing, like, almost conspiracy theories. Like,
Mhm.
how did what's the name, Marcus Aurelius, right?
Yeah,
How did the human
meditation.
race, how do we go from Marcus Aurelius to Hitler, right? Like, how did that happen? Like, it seemed like we went backwards in time. Like, how
Um,
did the human race do that? You think you're like, you should keep getting better morally, ethically. And of course, it's a general question.
yeah, well, Marcus, was a philosopher king. He, intellectual, alright? He
And I realize that's thousands of years, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand the question though, but you can argue that most of what he has written, most of his work, is academic. Okay, and as we know, there's a difference between doing something, for academic prose and doing something that has the impact of people that like getting people to rally behind something.